Alright, I'm back, finally. Uh-oh. Oh. Just thought I forgot my phone. Shit. Just left it like halfway across the damn room. But anyway. I want to get the webcam back up. Whew. Ooh. Set up a little timer here. I don't think I'll really need it, but just in case. Anyway, let's get back into it, shall we? Also, Crimson, I just realized what you meant. When you said, what do you mean he's a bee? You were referring to, Lord Vothry, right? With his tiny little wings. Yeah. That's true. Bees do defy that particular law of physics, don't they? Still quite a mystery how they fly with their tiny-ass wings. And I guess Lord Vothry has just joined them in that. Anomaly / enigma. It is quite something. But Lord Vothry is just a bee with angel wings. That's cute. Paradise Fallen. So, here is some dream powder. We're administering it to the enthralled to keep them calm until they can receive proper attention. I would appreciate it if you could assist with this task. Now, those affected are scattered all over the city. I suggest starting your search at the derelicts and working your way up. When you are done, be sure to let Reen know. Okay. Now we can finally attune to this motherfucking thing and use it to move around. No mounts for us. Not even out here. Thoric? Hey! Isn't this guy the one who said, you know, he'd rather stay down here and not going there because people don't come back out? Yada yada. Oh, Lord Vothry, you are my daily mule. I guess they got to him too. Damn. Oh. Developed at the crystalline mean, this alchemical powder swiftly induces slumber. He's already half asleep anyway, but here. He's gone. Out like a light. Mule. I guess he was still eating this stuff even though he was, you know, living out here. If they only knew what they were eating, right? I know you! Ah, it hurts. Please, Lord Vothry, take away the pain. Oh, it's you guys! Yeah, I remember you guys too. You're the kind soul who saved me from falling to my death. Yeah. My mistress, she's been injured. Please help her, I beg you. Don't worry, buddy, she's gonna be alright. Here. Oh, what is this? She's sleeping. A medicine to help her rest while she awaits treatment, you say? Oh, thank you so much. When she began acting strangely, I didn't know what to do. Well, this guy wasn't eating as much meal then. Being raised on it definitely makes a difference compared to someone who's just been eating scraps recently. I won't leave my mistress's side. Good on you, buddy. She is a good one. Take care of her. Where else? Must stop trespassers sullying our paradise. Damn. Dude's fucked up. Here. Where did you fly to? My sweet canary. Oh, I remember her. Yeah. Please don't leave me. That's sad. They probably did put her out to pastures, as it were. You know, the Ascension, where they obviously turned her into a Sin Eater and then turned her into a mule. Couldn't save her, we were too slow to figure everything out. What happened? You're alright, buddy, don't worry. I was like, I recognize her. Oh, there you are, Leon. I just finished dating this man. Now for the next one. More out in the derelicts and below, you say? So many of them. But Minfilia entrusted this power to me. I won't rest until I've helped everyone. Both of these are good answers, but I'll go and see to the wounded. I'm sure Alpino and Alize would appreciate the help. And should you find other enthralled civilians, please see that they are brought to me. Yeah, I'll do that too. Guessing if you choose the other answer, she says thanks, but you should also help Alpino and Alize with the wounded.
You're going to be all right.
I think that's the last of them.
We've done all we can for the wounded. As for the rest...
Aren't you Alphino? The painter boy? What in the world is going on? Did something happen to us?
Glad she survived.
Let me handle this. Citizens of Yulmore, what I'm about to tell you will come as a shock. Indeed, you may be loath to believe it, but if you trust the evidence of your senses, it is my hope that you will listen and accept the truth, unpalatable though it may be. Vorthri is a Sin Eater. Everything he offered, everything he promised, was a lie.
They're not taking it well, and who could blame them?
Our whole world is crumbling around
Are
them.
you saying we were Vorthri's puppets all this time?
When you attacked us, you were not yourselves. That much is true. But your conduct prior to that moment was your own. Vorthri's unnatural charisma does not absolve you of all responsibility. Of your own free will, you came to this city and gave yourselves over to its pleasures. And in the course of this, if you mistreated those less fortunate than you, then that too was of your own free will. It is not for me to judge you, but for your victims, for history, for your conscience. You have dreamed a twisted dream, but now you are awake.
Threw Kaishir the painter over the balcony? Or no,
You may
the other
share
guy,
this
sorry.
world of ours. Join with us and each other, that we might begin anew.
Wasn't Kaishir, somebody else. He left us.
We've lost so many already. We dare not lose any more. I have said my piece. My thanks for giving me the chance. There is nothing more to be done here. Let us go after Vor 3.
Is there anything we can do to help? You risked your lives to bring us to our senses, and I, for one, hope to repay that debt. Begin anew, as you said.
Vor 3 has fled to Mount Gulg, and we mean to pursue him. Do any of you know the way?
The only way to Mount Gulg is over the Bright Cliff. Have you an airship?
We will contemplate flight only as a last resort. Were we to come under attack whilst airborne, we would have little hope of defending ourselves. If at all possible, we would prefer to travel by land. Is there a way?
Well, the ladder is the only way up and down the cliff, but it hasn't moved in a long time. In the old days, it was operated by the mining folk who lived at the top. After the flood, it saw less and less use, and when Lord Vorthry took control, it was abandoned altogether.
So we somehow need to get the ladder working again.
It moves by means of a Talos, if that's any help. But good luck repairing that.
You have some experience with that.
Talos? Did someone say Talos? You know all about them, don't you, dearest? If anyone can get this lift moving, it's you.
Well, perhaps. But see here.
Oh, yes. If you want the golem restored, you may leave it to my husband. For he happens to be the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, foremost makers of Talos, whose contracts include the renowned mining venture of Armoreng.
It's been years and years since I had anything to do with it. I can't just pick up a hammer and set to work.
He was the owner of that place.
You can't.
No, that's not what I... It's just...
He doesn't want to.
All right, I will take a look at the Talos. But beyond that, I make no promises. Those with strong backs, come with me. I'll need help dragging the damn thing out of the storehouse.
Well done, brother.
That? No snide remark? Just a straight up compliment. She won't admit it, but she's proud of him. Good job, Alfie.
Come, my friend. We have work to do.
He's also, of course, lightheartedly teasing at, you know, his experiences here, especially with the chais. That's a good scene. I'm glad to see all these people, most of these people were willing to start making amends right away by helping us out. Despite the fact that their world around them, you know, started shattering, or was shattered. Good stuff. The ladder. Level 78, holy shit! We're starting to move through this! The ladder is situated to the north and west of right. Let us make our way there, Leon. Okay. What in the hell is that thing? Shit. I thought that was a bug on my monitor. That must be the ladder. And there's the Talos. They look a bit different, but... Bottom rung, they call this place. How very apt. Yeah. Apparently, it used to be the control center for the ladder and a bustling hub of transport. Its glory days are far behind it. First things first, a 50-point inspection. Wouldn't do to have them falling to pieces now. Why are you standing there gawping? There's lots to be done, so go and make yourself useful. See my darling Chai so engrossed in his work. I think I'm falling in love again. Good thing she was able to motivate him. It's cute. She just put on the little angel eyes. Like, you can? And then he was just like, he melted. His heart melted immediately and he couldn't help himself. It's very cute. The way he goes out of his way to try and make her happy. Leon, dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? Talos? I think it's Talos, but... I think that came out from thinking about Talos from Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. For a blessing they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Yustola and I will serve as his assistants. At the appointed hour we shall imbue the golems with ether. Others, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere it can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber. Leave it to me. My thanks, Leon. Directly to the south thou wilt find a dry dock, then 20 yards. Pray see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some lumber for our cause. Alright. Will do. So this is the beginning of more filler quests, which at this point I was kind of, like I said, I was fully invested and engrossed in trying to finish Shadowbringers as fast as possible because I wanted to see what was going to happen next during my first playthrough almost 2 years ago. So I got a little impatient during this, but I hung in there. Because, yeah, we're nowhere near catching up to Vothru. For anyone wondering, it's not going to happen tonight. It'll definitely be a tomorrow's stream. It might not even be tomorrow morning's stream, because that's how far away it still is. Yeah, it's pretty far off still. There's a lot of filler between here and Mount Gold. Like, a lot. Or at least I remember it that way, but again, could it just be a warped memory from me wanting to push forward as fast as possible, because I was like really into the story at that point and want to know what happens next. Hello there, Sinner. Haven't seen you around before. New to Gate Town, I take it? If you need a lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. We can do the building for you too, though that'll cost extra. Well, not to mention it. You want lumber to restore the ladder? Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, the least you could do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return, see? Pillar upon pillar now. I just finished taking stock of our supply and was about to do another round for good measure. I wanted to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. I remember this. I nailed this on the first try by counting correctly. Now I'm tempted to just kind of guess just to get it over with quicker, but... I'll think about it. Now, some of the lumber is lying about the yard, but most of it is kept in the storehouse. For these, you can just ask Gristle for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing material so you can take notes. Gristle's over there. Take stock of the supply of lumber at the shipyard. What you learn can be reviewed in your key items. Oh. Anything else? When you're done counting the lumber, come back here and we'll see if your total matches mine. Remember, for the stuff that's stored in the storehouse, you can just ask Gristle for the number. Gristle? Hey? Taking stock for Urbith, are you? Yeah. Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here. 9 of those were rotted through, though, so we tossed them out. Fuck it. I did this last time, too, I think. I'm gonna try to memorize this. They said 68 minus 9. You got 59. Oi! Gristle! Another load's just arrived. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Plus 12. Right then. Bring the good ones here and be sure to let Urbith know as well. So, how many planks does that make now? You're writing down these numbers, and those numbers anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. Leon's like, what the fuck? You jot down the details of the conversation. Let's see if my total here matches up. Counted 71. We're back in arithmetic math class. Scrawled in your own hand, the note says 68 in storehouse, 9 discarded. Yeah, I started at the right number. 68 minus 9. 13 delivered, 1 damage, so yeah. Let's check it again. 68 minus 9. Plus 12. Yeah, we're at 71. Cool. Now begins the rest of the work. Lumber stack. How many have we got here? You count 11 planks in the stack. Plus 11. We're at 82. And fuck this. Where the rest? Oh, it's over here. You count 24 planks in the stack. Wait, is that it? Okay, yeah. Plus 24. We're at 106. Done, are you? So, how many planks did you count? 106. I think if I remember my first playthrough, I think I miscounted by 1, and I had 107. So then when I saw the answer choices, I was like, well, process of elimination. If my count was 107, and I got it wrong by just a tiny bit, it stands to reason it's the next closest number, which is 106. Aye, that's exactly what I counted. So I still got it right on the first try thanks to that. Wonder how I probably added 13 and forgot to subtract 1 2 years ago. Yep, went better this time. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has to be done. As promised, I'll give you your lumber. What do you need it for, anyway? Hold on. Closing this. There we go. You were serious about the lack? I'll be damned. If that's the case, please let us help with the work. Excuse me. We're shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. While it's a living, we all itch to do something greater. This fellow you say is in charge. You reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? He'd welcome the help. The more the better. Wonderful! I'll round up the lads and lasses and we'll head over to the ladder, along with all the lumber you need. Right on. Yeah, I think I remember now. I think I counted up to 107. Something like that. Back then. Ooh. By the intensity with which he works, 'tis as if all of that reluctance was a lie. It's because he's rediscovering his long-lost passion that he traded for a life of luxury. Oh, I didn't even notice Alfino last time over here. And Thancred and Reen over there, I didn't talk to them. And Alize over there. The work proceeds apace, I'm pleased to say. When it is restored, the ladder will not only be our way forward, it will represent a momentous step towards lasting change for Calusia. Aye, that it will. I rounded up as much material as I could for the work. Just my little bit for the cause. Good on you. Oh, Leon, I heard you went to find lumber. From afar, the ladder looked like it was made entirely of metal, but there's actually a lot of wood if you look for it. It does look full metal. The Yomorans have rallied quite impressively. Amidst great adversity, a little purpose never goes astray. Yeah, it is a little surprising. They didn't even change out of their aristocratic clothing. But they out here. We out here. Anyways. Where are you? Ah, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Hmm? And workers, too. Well, well, to secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Master Chai's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself to be a determined soul. I doubt but not that the work shall... Wait, I doubt but not, but that the work shall be complete ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it hath been years in the making, at long last do the people stand united in defiance of the world's fate, their hopes spurring us ever onward towards journey's end. True enough. Whatsoever may await us when thou takest those final steps, I keep trying to read too fast. I can't do that with Rionja's dialect. I pray that it shall be with a smile upon thy face. Oh, definitely, with pleasure. I'm gonna put Vothri to the sword. The view from above. Ah, but prematurely do I give myself to sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain, detached from the land as it is. For the present, it would appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldst take thine ease for a time. Thou wilt need every ounce of thy strength for the trials ahead. Very true. I guess I've earned a break then? Boom, I'm punching out for lunch. Let's get some food! There are Wendy's around here? Yeah, I haven't had Wendy's in forever. I think Jack in the Box gives a good competition, that's probably why, because I have one of those a lot closer to me. Look at them all hard at work. Holy shit.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulemore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. They really stepped up. Here comes our resident heckler.
Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them, crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alec, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones. A difficult feat to achieve.
Yeah, not even the Garleans do that.
But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll take it, sure. I know what you mean. You're still a prick, but I get it, yeah. We essentially conquered and almost said colonized. Almost the same thing, but yeah, Yulmore, basically.
The vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine.
I guess that's true, yeah.
When the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarok. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this.
Is this Asahi's voice actor? Because I just heard Asahi in his voice. I feel like it is. Not that I remember any of this. Oh, right, because technically we're all, yeah, we're sundered. But they're technically not different from the Asians. We're the same people, just divided into 14 pieces. Now 7 because of the 7 rejoinings that already happened, but yeah. Remember?
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the Source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal. A complete existence in a complete world. But such talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. Ah, there was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the Exarch? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl? What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
I knew you could do it, dearest. I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive. I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down, Hai. Solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emmett Selk. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else. That's the spirit. Come on then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure, we ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears.
He's like, he meant me. He wants me to come
No one
along.
but me remembers that day.
And she was like, no, not you, dude. That was really cute, though, of Leon to invite Artford along.
Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
Don't make a choice that leaves you alone. It's never worth it. Actually, I bet Self said something. You know what? Should have just done this. That's a lot better. See where it starts. Yep, good enough. So yeah, obviously Emmett Selk was referring to us conquering Gilmore, and then treating the people we conquered with dignity, and then they let bygones be bygones. They accepted the truth about Vothri and joined us in our cause. We basically committed an act of colonization / imperialism. That's what Emmett Selk was pointing out to us. That's why he's like, I applaud you for that. You actually managed it. And yeah, obviously I pointed out the fact that Garlemald doesn't know how to do that, because, you know, most empires, you know, the foot soldiers get a little cocky, and what do they do with the conquered people? They mistreat them, stomp on them, do whatever they please with them, because they have every right to. We saw Stormblood, we know what happened. So yeah, it's like if you constantly oppress people like that, how are they ever going to forgive you and let bygones be bygones and allow for them to be conquered and, you know, by their rulers when they're mistreated? And here we finally are, at Top Rom. Instead, they sowed the seeds of rebellion by continuing to mistreat the people they conquered, basically. The others should arrive ere long. Alfino, Leon, come up here. There's something I need you to see. What could this be about? that appears to be a village. There's a village, Leon. Over to the northeast. So there is. Yet after 2 decades without the ladder in operation, I would not be surprised if such an isolated settlement had long since been abandoned. Yeah, I see it over there, the little houses. Nor I, but that was before I spied someone leave it and proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. They're probably freaking out, wondering why the hell the machinery over here has suddenly come to life. And the ladder. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on and take a look, Leon. Hold on. So long as they have the resources to sustain themselves, it's entirely possible that people could still be about. Go on and take a look, Leon. The mysterious person should still be out there. Search your surroundings for the mysterious person. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target the figure and inspect them with... right, R2, X, whatever. You. Again. The creature stares at you unflinchingly. This probably isn't the mysterious person Alize saw. No, but that's twice I've seen that same shoebill staring at me while doing something like this, and it was here in Yulmore. Now where are you? Gotta be closer than this. Yeah, that's as far as I can zoom in. It's gotta be here. There he is! Uh-oh, I think he noticed that I noticed him. There he goes! You've located the mysterious person. However, it seems he has likewise spotted you and hurriedly returns back to the village. There is someone, right? And they were spying on us. Personally, I don't feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say if we investigate? I'm curious too, I must admit. I dare say we have a bit of time ere the others ascend. It's settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it's indeed inhabited. Whoa! This music plays to get you pumped up to finish getting to Mount Golg and Bothri, but again, it's a very long road still. So eventually the music kind of just wears out its welcome after a while. But at least they give you a break from it here. What the hell's this? Fried victuals. Food has been hung out to dry in the sun, and quite recently, by your reckoning. Knock knock! You hear faint sounds from inside the building. However, the door refuses to budge. They're probably scared shitless of us. What do you see in there, Alize? I could have sworn I heard a noise. Yeah, there's probably someone in there, alright. The crates and barrels are laden with unknown contents. A half-empty cup. Somebody was just here recently. The cups are half empty. Or half full, depending on how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. Well, apparently Leon sees them as half empty, because the default says half empty right there over the where the cursor's pointing. Why are you such a pessimist, Leon? Life can sometimes wear you down to that point. Sometimes. Happens sooner or later for most, but yeah, gotta remember to stay positive. Whenever you can. What news, Leon? Were you able to find anything of note? People are definitely still living here. Indeed. While there's no one to be seen, 'tis claimed that this village is anything but abandoned. Unlike the video game Abandoned, which feels like it is abandoned. If the villagers are trying to conceal themselves, they are doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life? This is the guy who got tossed over the balcony that I was talking about. Painter. The Chai's painter, before Alpino replaced him, basically. That's his name, yeah. You're Tristal, the artist from Yulmore. Took me a minute to recognize him, too. You remembered! Ever since we parted ways, I've worried for you, bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. We could say the very same thing to you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole. But tell me, what is this village? This is Amity, a settlement made up of those who survived being exiled from Yulmore. Oh, wow. As I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel. Giat. I'm not saying it was Giat, but remember Giat said there was a secret tunnel that leads here, so you don't have to climb up the cliff like we did? Which led to the top of the Bright Cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did, at any rate. Until Mount Gold broke away from the earth. Then, just as suddenly as the ladder started moving again. And you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives. Aye, but I see now there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what has brought you here? So Valtteri is a Sin Eater, and he's fled to Mount Gold. It's a stranger tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. Or strange tale, sorry, not stranger. I owe you my life. If there's anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Your help would be most welcome, Tristal. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. I keep saying it. Well, I don't know, maybe my interpretation isn't that wrong either, but... It's a reconnoiter, apparently, the way Yustola said it. We request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. If we are to confront Valtteri, we must find a way to reach Mount Gold. Of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I will tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please use it as you see fit in your quest. Ah, thanks, buddy. No view from above. Are we ever gonna get to see this secret tunnel that leads up here besides the fucking elevator that we just used? I'm pleased to see that the villagers are no longer wary of us. I shall take the opportunity to ask about Mount Gold. More so than the revelation that Valtteri is a Sin Eater, I'm surprised that the free citizens of Yulmore came together to work on the ladder. Is it possible for people to change so quickly? That did seem unrealistically quick, but... well, maybe Alpino just has a way with words, I guess. In Mount Gold Shadow. Like, they accepted the change so quickly. Yet another hapless soul that Alfino saved from mortal danger, I see. Some things never change. I just came to my realization when we first confronted Valtteri and he left and they mentioned Mount Gold. I didn't do what I usually do and point out that, hey, it's an FF1 reference, but I mean it's because, well, it should be kind of obvious at this point, and we also saw Mount Gold in FF9. Hate to say the music doesn't come back for this one, though. Spoiler alert. Different song. At any rate, it seems that brother has a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. Leon and I are going to scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Oh, very well then. Just take care out there. There's people here. Walnut, Rowley, who? Ivanark. Take care out there. If you sense even the slightest danger, pray turn back at once. More so than the revelation that Vasily is a sin-eater, I'm surprised that the free citizens of Yulmore came together to work on the ladder. Is it possible people change so quickly? We did last time. I don't know if that first part was the same though. I think it was. Yeah. Oh. We're back to the we can do this music. Let's catch that bastard. The path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east if you would be so kind as to head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way. In a short while then. Yep. See you in a bit. What the hell is that? Cliff site? Forgiven jealousy. You're under attack, no shit. My fingers are getting quick. Oh shit! A forgiven venery. Now it's just you and me, let's go. The Booba Sin Eaters. It's occurred to me I haven't actually used that phrase in a long time. Not terribly long, mind you, but still.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few sin eaters out there.
Oh yeah, me too, actually.
You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are. Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it?
Yeah, that it does.
If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many sin eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Urianger. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at Bottom Run too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, Let us see how this unfolds.
Who was Sin Eaters? That's the leader, too. That was the one that was leaning on the lion Sin Eater back in Gilmore at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I remember her.
Well, it seems flying is off the table.
We chose not to do that.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
It would seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us at Top Run. Thither should we make our way.
The hell, my left eye's gotten so itchy suddenly, but... So I looked it up, I had to. The Booba Sin Eaters, the ones that are called Venery. I never actually looked up the definition of that word, but I was like, it has got to do something with their appearance, right? Yeah. Venery literally just means sexual indulgence. So they're representing, you know, the sin of lust, as it were, if you look at it biblically. Hence the reason why, you know, they're naked. Not that nudity should immediately correlate to sexuality, but obviously it's, you know, the easy way to represent that in this case. What was I gonna say? Oh, and because, you know, now that I know the definition of that, now it makes a lot more sense why they call sexually transmitted diseases venereal diseases. Diseases from sexual indulgence. That makes sense. Anyway, back to it, shall we? So now every time I hear the word Venery or see the name on a Sin Eater, literally sexual indulgence. Alright. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. It's a forgiven sexual indulgence. If I say that in party chat, people are just gonna look at me like... Some of them might even... And then slash kick me out of the party. That would probably actually happen. Idle musings, don't mind me. Packard? What's your take on this? I'm told you went ahead to scout out the volcano. I don't suppose some grappling hooks will suffice? Hey, he's starting to think like FF7 Remake, climbing up the plate. Who came up with that idea anyway? When they were gonna go rescue Aerith? I can't remember now. I definitely gotta replay FF7 Remake on stream again, now on PS5 with the updated graphics, and the DLC, with the Yuffie episode. Which I've already seen, unfortunately. I didn't want to keep avoiding spoilers, and I didn't know when I was gonna get a PS5, so I watched one of my favorite streamers play that episode. Anyway, excuse me. I wasn't in a hurry to stream it either, because it's like, well, I already spoiled it for myself by watching it. All that grinding and shaking. I was afraid the lift floor would fall out from underneath me. Yeah, machinery can be like that sometimes. But don't worry, I'm sure the trembling will go away soon. Just get shitless. Aw. There, Reem. You're fine. Oh yeah, the other one. Alright. Alphino, what's up? Soon after you left, who should arrive in Amity but Urianger and the Exarch? I'm glad they were able to find you. Yes. Isola? Forgive us our delay. The Exarch arrived and we took some time to apprise him of our mission. That's fair. Fine. Thus are we all gathered. though Reen, I am afeard, did not much enjoy the ascent. I found that out already, yeah. I just talked to her, she's shook. Concerned for my health, are you? Indeed, we are a little far from the Crystarium. But rest assured, this old man can muster up another wind for what is to come. Glad to hear it, buddy. Alright, let's form up this circle. What's up, Alize? I didn't expect to see the Chais here, though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mount Gold. For this, we'll need to put all our heads together. Almost sneezing at a time like this. Jesus. A gigantic undertaking. Seriously. We can't go by air or by land. How the fuck do we get there?
In short, there's no path, and the sky is thick with Vorthry's winged devils.
We might consider Amaro. But without extensive training, we cannot hope to contend with the Eaters. Yulmor's airship fleet, meanwhile, consists solely of transport vessels ill-suited for battle. And without the expertise of one such as Cid, we are in no position to attempt a refit.
Oh, shit. Damn it, X-Hawk, you should have brought Cid with us.
Oh, it's so frustrating! That wretched mountain should jolly well come back down to Earth!
Now, dearest, we mustn't disturb these good people at their work. We've ridden the ladder and seen the sights. It's past time we took our leave.
The lady may well have the right of it.
Still as good cat hearing, huh? Meanwhile, China's
Mount
is like...
Gould will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the form of a Talos. A Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
Holy shit!
To build such a golem would be an onerous undertaking indeed. Yet the principle seemeth sound in itself.
Boulder Dash! No one has ever made one even half that size. Leaving aside the small matter of logistics, which, by the way, would be no small matter, the design would be unimaginably complex. Though, I suppose, if its only function is to cling to the ruddy mountain, perhaps it needn't be.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the lower half.
Firmly rooted to the ground, sacrifice mobility to simplify the construction, reducing materials required.
There you go, now you're thinking like an engineer again.
Wait, what am I thinking? We would still need a veritable army of people to do the work. Left to the crew that helped down below, it would take decades, if not a nice round century.
So we need more hands. And what sort of things would these hands be required to do?
Let's see. First, we'd need people to procure the stone for the chassis. The rock found near the mountain would suit our purposes well enough. It'd be a simple task to quarry the stuff, but given the stupendous quantity required, we'd need all the help we can get.
We have friends amongst the miners of Armoring. I will go and petition their aid.
While you do that, I'll make for Mordsuk. I'm sure I'll be able to drum up some support.
Then I shall return to Calusia. From fishers to carpenters, Yulmor is home to all manner of talented folk. I dare say their skills will avail us.
Is there anything else you need?
He wasn't expecting this.
Well, yes, actually. Magic. Lots of the stuff, as much as possible. To awaken a Talus of this size would require an entire congregation of mages.
Many among the Knights Blessed are gifted in the arcane arts. I will recruit them to our cause.
This is brilliant writing right here.
The Fey folk, too, possess surpassing aptitude in magics. Yet they are not wont to cooperate in the endeavors of men. Leastwise, not without making all manner of mischief. That being the case, I would instead call upon the people of the Crystarium, with thy permission, Exarch.
What about my tree
are
branch?
at your disposal, as are our Amaro and Chocobos.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Maud, and even those miners? But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand.
Exactly.
Who are you people? And how did you come to have so many friends?
Again, brilliant writing. Yes! The artist Alfino and his assistants. Behold!
Oh, dearest, have you forgotten already? Alfino told us that when we first met.
Actually, that may not have been... never mind.
He's like, he wasn't really serious about that, you know, and he's just like, ah, never
So,
mind.
as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival. Norvrant is counting on you, heir to Daedalus Stoneworks.
He's like, damn, I thought my work was done. I want to go home.
We'll be back as soon as we can, and we'll bring the whole world with us.
I take it we will be assisting Master Chai, though I am quite sure he has everything under control.
He's definitely got it all under control. No pressure. He's good. This is great. That's what I mean by amazing writing or whatever. Like, the fact that they found a way to include everyone we met on our adventure for the final battle. It's wonderfully poetic, for lack of better words. Like, it's just amazing that they found a way to do that. To get everyone, literally everyone, who we met along the way. But not only that, everyone who this battle really decides the future of. Everyone who's been affected by Sin Eaters, which is everyone in Norvrand. They all have a personal stake in seeing Bothry taken down. You know, putting an end to the Sin Eaters and the Everlasting Light once and for all. It's all just so cohesive, you know? The writing, it just brings everything together in a nice little, you know, ties it up in a nice little bow like this. I can't even describe it. I can't find the right words for it. It's just amazing. Shall we see how we might be of service? I guess so. Shit. Looking at the time. When he asked for my hand, my husband promised that he would one day build a Talos that could take us to the very heavens. And now he'll do it! Ha! Got him! See? So be careful about what kind of promises you make, Chinos. Someday you might be asked to actually, you know, live up to them. Have the design ready, she says. In good time, she says. Does she even understand what's involved? Before I can even attempt to design anything, I need intimate knowledge of the land, the knowledge of locals. Last I heard, no one lives here. That's not true, actually. What? A village of Yulmoran exiles? Yeah, one of them you actually know. But those people have every reason to loathe a free citizen like me. They couldn't possibly be willing to cooperate. Be surprised. This will never work. Never. I never should have fixed that ruddy lift. Never should have ridden it up here. Never should have. Never should have. Oh, he's breaking down at the seams, man. He's falling apart. I can't do it. It's impossible. Oh dear. Darling appears to have lost the plot. Definitely. But he has it in him, Leon. He's the cleverest man I know. He just wants for confidence sometimes. If you were to give him some words of encouragement, I'm sure he can give you your pala. A bit of advice I learned from his mother. He responds poorly to obvious praise. He'll need to find another way to stroke the fires of his motivation. Awaken his sense of daring. I kinda caught that. Yeah, I kinda caught that about him a little bit earlier, yeah. Choose words that will best encourage Chinese. In order to succeed, you must lift his spirits sufficiently during the conversation. Which, honestly, is not that hard. I bullshitted my way through this on alternate characters, and it's, like, almost scripted for you to succeed no matter what. I don't think I've seen my... Like, I think one of them I was trying to fail, and I couldn't. I don't know. Silence is plagued with self-doubt. I can't do it. No one can. A Talos of that size? No one's even dreamed of it. So yeah, not obvious praise, right? Again, I noticed something about him was that even though he complains, he still, you know, his passion still comes to the surface, and he starts, like, I mean, the whole thing with he came up with the idea by himself, no one was even asking him. And he just sat there and was, like, pondering. But then he would self-limit himself. He would start saying, no, but we need so many people, it's, you know, I shouldn't even be thinking about this, yada yada. So part of him wants to do this. But, you know, it's that inner struggle. It's him versus himself. So that's obvious praise, so don't do that. I think this one seems like the obvious choice then. Dooley is counting on you as well. I know. You hardly need to tell me that. Do you think I'd disappoint her if I could help it? Chinese is plagued with self-doubt. But regardless of my own feelings, I can't do a damn thing without help from those villagers. And they're not bally likely to give it. Crystal's among them, you said so yourself. Lest you've forgotten, we essentially sent him to his death. Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. I like this answer. You don't know until you apologize. I'll come with you. If you were there too, perhaps you'd be more willing to accept an apology. Wait, what am I thinking? Relying on others to fight my battles? It's disgraceful, is what it is. It might even make things worse. China still harbors some misgivings. And in the end, it's not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous palace is impossible, and no amount of contrition will change that. And even if by some miracle the people of Amity were willing to let bygones be bygones, they'd think that the plan is absurd. I think it's absurd. Even though your mind was working on how to build it, the logistics and everything. This is true too. It is less absurd than changes that's come to Yulmore. We liberated a castle with a strategy that many would call absurd. Everything you touch turns to gold. No one else would doubt your plan. That's obviously the wrong answer. That's obvious praise. I don't know what Leon's referring to with this, but I want to go with this one. It's less absurd than the change that's come to Yulmore. Well, I can't argue with that logic. Enormous as the task is, it's simply a matter of finding a solution to a practical problem. Yeah, there you go, like an engineer. From that perspective, it's not entirely unrealistic. Chinu still harbors some misgivings. But realistic or no, there's no guarantee of success. There are risks to consider should the venture fail. Imagine for a moment that we fail to reach Bothri and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may well unleash his hordes of eaters and we'll meet a horrible end. You think he won't do that if we just leave him be? He'll do it anyway. I'll protect you, I'll protect everyone, and we'll go together. Does he mean, like, we'll die together? That's not gonna help him. He's just gonna freak out. We could build Talos for battle. I've thought of that, I assure you, but I'm afraid Talos cannot contend with Sin Eaters. If they could, I would never have come to Yulmore. Nonetheless, I appreciate your earnest attempt to find a solution. Yeah, I'm just trying to think like you now, or like you would if you weren't so harbored with, plagued with doubts and misgivings. It makes me wonder, what is it that drives you? Tell me, why did you throw yourself into the midst of such a grueling struggle? The obvious choice. The comedy. I got roped into it. No. To protect those I love. That should ring really true and familiar to you. Indeed. What else could compel us to face such dangers? I too have someone I wish to protect, with whom I want to live out my days in peace. Chinese is burning with motivation. We did it! I think my first try I actually got one of the responses wrong and it lowered his motivation. This time I seem to have done a good job completely through and through. But like I said, they kind of do make it easy. There's always only one wrong answer, I think. Yes. Yes! By the gods, I can do this! I just need to have a little faith in myself. There you go. I believe in you too, buddy. Right. Let's head to Amity and speak with the villagers. With Triskel. My love, things are liable to become more dangerous. I want you to wait for me back in Yulmore. No. Wherever you go, I'm going too. Besides, you're not the only one who has to apologize. But there's no telling what may happen out here. I don't know if I can keep you safe. But perhaps this is a bad idea after all. I don't think I have what it takes. Oh, not again. For fuck's sake. Master Chai, that you are beset with doubts is proof that you can envision the task ahead. And that which man can envision, he can make reality. Thus did some old friends of mine once say. No. Even should it be a feat fit for the divine, if something has been done before, then it most assuredly can be done again by our own hands. There's a reason they're playing Sid's theme song right now. What he just said? I know what this fucker is. Couldn't have caught it way back then, though. There's just no way, I was too far away. Way too far back. That's a little idealistic, don't you think? Perhaps, Master Chai, perhaps. But what is man if not an idealistic creature? It's not an easy thing to achieve one's dreams. My friends can attest to that. Countless times did they meet with frustration in the course of their endeavors. None would have found fault with them had they given up, yet they never did. One step after the next, they forged on towards their goals. Yeah, we did. And for their determination, they accomplished numerous feats that many believed lay beyond the reach of mankind. It's all coming back to me. Like it was just yesterday. Oh, that was such a long time ago, though. Like them, you are a man of science. Amidst your doubts, surely there is a spark of desire. A desire to make the impossible possible. Like Sid. Like Sid Garland. Come on, darling. Like the old days, I would be the first to see your Talos. You shall be, my dear. I would have none other at my side when my greatest masterpiece awakens. Right then, to Amity. This is too wholesome. Choking up here. I am glad my words struck a chord. Shall we? I'm glad too. Guess I needed a little bit of help, but see, even Leon sees it now. He's like, something off about that guy. The Crystal Exarch, he's hiding something. I need to confirm this later. I might be underestimating again. With this. Nope, that was it. Just in time. Pistol? You! There we go. You have every right to be angry with us, but please listen to what I have to say. I am tasked with delivering these people to Mount Gold by means of a Talos of heretofore unseen proportions. However, I cannot do this without the cooperation of those with intimate knowledge of this land. That is, you and your fellow villagers. Cooperation? After you ignored my desperate pleas and cast me out, you have the gall to come here and ask for my cooperation? You've every right to be upset. Bothary's not the one to blame for your suffering. We are. We were free citizens without a care in the world, indifferent to the hardship of others. We didn't know what would become of you, and frankly, we didn't care. But we know now that what we did to you, to full many, was wrong. Terribly wrong. No words will suffice to make amends, but I want you to know that we are deeply sorry. I'm not sure how I feel. Should I forgive you? Hate you? Perhaps it's not even my place to judge. After all, I sought a place in your city. I wanted to be you, once. Reminds me of what Shinra said in FF7 Remake. We're all partially responsible for holding up the rich and wealthy. But one thing is clear to me. All of that is in the past, and we mustn't let past wrongs stand in the way of a brighter future. For those wondering what I mean, my blind playthrough of FF7 Remake is the part where you reach the end of the second reactor, which is like the halfway point of that game. And so, I will cooperate with you. Please see our friends to Mount Gold. You have my word. Pressure's on now, Chinese. Don't let them down. I'll set to work on the design at once. What to do to have nothing to show the others when they return with help. Make no mistake, this venture is unprecedented in the history of Talos building. Nay, the history of all mankind. But rest assured, this genius of Daedalus Stoneworks will deliver. Happy to hear it, Chai. Wicked White! What? What happened? Is there a problem? Well, you see, I've been promised people to procure the stone as well as imbue magic. When I was put on the spot earlier, I thought that was all we required. But I forgot about one rather important item needed to bring a Talos to life. The heart! That's right! The heart? That's right, the heart! I'm pleased to see you have some familiarity with Talos. I worked with your employees, I guess? Back at the mines. So, while I work on the design, I'd be much obliged if you could see to procuring the ore with which to fashion a heart. A heart suitable of bringing to life a Talos that shall embrace the very firmament. Right. Gonna need to be a big one, and a strong one. Ideally, a Talos heart should be made from ore found in the self-same region as the stone for the chassis. Let's see what Tristol can tell us. The quest for the Talos' heart. This presents an unexpected opportunity. Really? I'm glad Tristol was willing to lend us an ear. It's but a small step, but I pray this will pave the way for reconciliation. Yeah. So it needs to be from ore found in the same region as the stone chassis. Okay. So it's gonna have to be found here. Right. Meet the Tholes. Oh, never mind. MSQ does take you there after all. Well, I guess I kind of forgot about this part. I did remember a dwarf at some point would join us. Well, I remembered that once we got here, but way back when we were doing the role quest, no, I forgot about that. But I'm sad to say it's that time of night again, folks. I told you we weren't going to make it tonight, and we're not. Probably not even during tomorrow morning's stream when I do a 2-hour one. Probably not even then, honestly, yeah. Still a while to go. But maybe, who knows. But we will get it done tomorrow. So don't worry about that. We will get it done tomorrow eventually. But yeah, so that's it from me for now. Hate to leave in this hype moment, but I think I had to do that last time too, because again, this went on a little too long, unfortunately. So I had to stop. I know this music just eggs you on, right? You're just so emotionally inspired. It's like, we gotta go, man. We gotta take him down right now. But they made this section really long. And I gotta go to sleep, so it's what it is. So with that, I bid you all, as always, farewell and good night. But before that, as always, thank you all very much for supporting my content on Twitch and YouTube, for those of you watching in the future. I appreciate that very much. I'll never ask for it, but I'll always appreciate it. And to those of you who came by in person to keep me company, Deathwing Duck, Crimson Arrival, thank you both very much. I appreciate that very much. I'm gonna have to find out what the hell's wrong with my left eye. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else to say. Just be back tomorrow. So until then, as always, please take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there, and until next time, please have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later, everyone. Peace. And yes, now we wait 20 seconds, unfortunately. I knew it was coming.